The show, this video is called Our Dad's Garage. He's my dad. Yeah! Also my tooth squiggly. Ha!
Well, hello everybody. It's JD here in Our Dad's Garage. A lot of stuff going on today. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. I don't know if you can see the sun is shining, and I'm excited for that. Brittany just left the garage. She was out here messing with me this morning just a little bit, and she looked over my project here, and she's decided that this is too much work. She said, man, there's a lot to be done. And, you know, I was showing her all of the places in here where the rust is completely gone through, and all of these things that I'm going to have to replace. And I was showing her all of the floors that we've cut out, and showing her all the places that still have to be cut out. And I told her, I said, you know, this is a process. It's something that you have to go through. It's a process. And I thought, you know, that's interesting. She said, you know, that sounds like a sermon topic. And I said, yeah, it really kind of is a sermon topic, because it's a process. It's just like we're a process. You know, I think the Lord finds us sometimes in a state kind of like I found this car. There's a lot of good left in it, but there's a lot of places that need to be taken out. There's a lot of places that are so decayed and so rotted that all that can be done is it has to be cut out. And it can be replaced and it can be made new again, but it is a process. But in that process, you know, there's steps to it. There are things that you have to do in that process, just like in the process in our walk with the Lord. One of the things that's interesting about this is we had to take it off of the frame to get it cleaned up enough to see all of the damage. You've really got to take a deep look at it before you can really see all of the damage that has to be replaced, and you've got to take it off the frame. And it makes the car, it puts the car in a really vulnerable position. It puts the car, it weakens everything in the car. There's no structure to the car when you take it off its frame. And the crazy thing is, once you get all of this stuff cut out, before you do anything to repair it, you've got to get the car put back on the frame. If you don't put this car back on the frame before you start welding in the trunk floors, before you start welding in these floor pans, you will change the alignment of this car so much that it'd be almost impossible to get your doors to shut. It would be almost impossible to get this trunk to shut. Nothing's going to fit. And to get a car like this to look like a car like this is such a process that we have to go through. But one of the biggest parts of it is, once you figure out what you've got to cut out of this thing, you've got to put this thing back on the frame. It's got to have a foundation. And that's something that, you know, I think people in recovery sometimes miss. I think 12 steps kind of gets their they get their recovery before their foundation. Without a foundation, things are not going to get fixed right. So it's interesting that you can kind of see that same thing in cars like this. But that's why maybe I'm drawn to fix up something that's old and rusted like this, because I can still see the good in it. You know, that's like, it's part of the way the Lord is with me. The Lord saw a lot of good left in an old rusty heap that I was at one time, and he cut out an awful lot of ugly, bad stuff, and he's put me back on a great foundation, and he started now to put some, you know, new metal in those old places. And it's a work in progress. I'm not sure that I'm a shiny car like this yet, but I'm working on that, and that's the process. So I thought that'd be an interesting thing to share at Our Dad's Garage today. It's a little serious of a topic for a guy that likes to work with kids in the garage, but an interesting thing nonetheless. So I hope you got something out of that.